Sicily, Italy. After more than 3 weeks of relative calm, Mount Etna once again demonstrated its power. On Thursday, the 30th of July 2026, a new eruption erupted from the Voragine summit crater, spewing a giant column of volcanic ash that reached approximately 7 kilometers above sea level. This incident served as another reminder that despite appearing calm for several weeks, the magma system beneath Mount Etna remains highly active and capable of erupting at short notice. Volcanic activity began around 3:30 a.m. local time, when observers detected increased strombolian activity. A series of explosions that eject incandescent material from the crater. As time passed, the eruption intensified until it developed into a lava fountain erupting high from the Voragine crater. Shortly thereafter, the eruption produced a very thick plume of volcanic ash. This column of ash rose approximately 7 kilometers into the atmosphere before being carried by winds northwest of Sicily. The impact of the eruption was not only visible around the summit. Wind-borne volcanic ash has begun falling in several areas, including the town of Bronte, located on the western slopes of Mount Etna. A thin layer of ash has covered roads, vehicles, and buildings. Although this ashfall has not caused any major damage, it has not been reported. This phenomenon continues to disrupt daily activities and reduce air quality in the affected areas. Volcanic ash can also pose a health hazard if inhaled in large quantities, so residents are advised to wear masks and reduce outdoor activities while the ashfall continues. Italian aviation authorities have temporarily restricted the airspace around the volcano as a precautionary measure against the dangers of volcanic ash to aircraft. Ash particles can disrupt aircraft engines, reduce pilot visibility, and even damage various flight systems if they enter airspace. However, Catania International Airport, one of the busiest airports in Sicily, remains operating normally. There have been no reports of airport closures or major disruptions to flight schedules, although the situation continues to be closely monitored by relevant authorities. Etna often experiences eruptive cycles that last weeks to months. A quiet period doesn't mean magma activity has stopped. It often just serves as a pause before pressure builds again within the Earth's interior. Therefore, experts continue to monitor changes in ground deformation, volcanic earthquakes, gas emissions, and seismic activity around Etna for signs of increasing magma pressure. The resumption of Mount Etna's activity raises a major question: whether this eruption is the beginning of a more powerful eruptive phase. To date, there is no scientific evidence to suggest that the July 30th eruption will develop into a major eruption. However, experience shows that Mount Etna can undergo rapid changes in activity. Volcanologists continue to monitor the volcano around the clock to detect any changes that could indicate increased volcanic activity. Although this eruption did not cause any casualties or major disruptions to air transportation, it serves as a reminder that millions of residents around Mount Etna live side by side with one of the most active volcanoes on Earth. Italy has a highly sophisticated volcano monitoring system with a network of seismic sensors, satellite observations, thermal cameras, and continuous monitoring of volcanic gases. Information from this system allows authorities to provide early warnings if Etna's activity increases significantly. As long as volcanic activity persists, the public and tourists are advised to follow the directions of local authorities, avoid dangerous areas around the crater, and continue to monitor the latest developments from volcano monitoring agencies. The eruption on the 30th of July, 2026, once again demonstrated that Mount Etna has not lost its energy. While this time the impact was relatively limited, the activity served as a reminder that one of the world's most active volcanoes can change at any time. So vigilance and scientific monitoring remain key to reducing disaster risk.